Breaking news, Justin Baldoni just got a big win, meaning Blake Lively got a big loss. I mean, is it not a little hypocritical? Is this a bad look of her if she's trying to tell the courts that we should stop talking about this in public? The Wayfair object to the fact that even as modified, the subpoena continues to cover call text logs revealing the phone numbers for anyone with whom Wayfair parties and others individuals communicated.
Blake Lively, once a beloved figure on the internet, is now facing a dramatic downturn in her career alongside her husband, Ryan Reynolds. Their professional decline comes in the wake of Justin Baldoni's highly publicized legal victory, a case that took an unexpected turn when Lively's attempt to garner public sympathy spectacularly backfired.
They didn't do that. They went a scattershot approach, which is always likely to fail.
With the truth now exposed and their reputations on the line, the duo is under an unrelenting spotlight, one that is far from flattering.
Blake Lively is caught in old footage, revealing that yes, her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the directors to get it.
The fallout from this legal ruling against Blake Lively has been severe. This isn't just a case of miscommunication or a minor setback. Lively allegedly attempted to take control of the entire production, believing she had the right to dictate every aspect of the film.
It was a really strange position to be in because I felt like I don't want to just be an actor. I want to have more authorship.
What started as a passion project for director Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios quickly turned into a power struggle, with Lively reportedly employing various tactics to wrestle creative control away from Baldoni.
I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say, but I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me.
Now, the very strategies she used to edge Baldoni out are being used against her in court.
I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character.
From the outset, Lively was not content to simply act in the film. Armed with only an executive producer vanity credit, she allegedly overstepped her role, making major decisions that significantly altered the film's direction.
And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor.
Reports from the set detail how Lively rewrote entire scenes, modified costume designs, and even dismissed the original editor, creating substantial tension behind the scenes at Wayfarer Studios.
When I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull.
But she didn't stop there. Lively is said to have assembled her own team, including a composer, a wardrobe designer, and an editor, effectively sidelining the seasoned professionals Baldoni had initially hired. This was not just an actress providing input. It was an orchestrated attempt to take control of the film's creative direction, leaving the studio in turmoil.
What really happened is we were like, we're going to show the movie, and the studio was like, no, you're going to show 20 minutes. So we're like, no, we're going to show the movie. And they're like, it's not done. And I was like, shoot. They're like, if everything's not perfect and it's not done, and what if we're going to change things? I was like,
we want it to go
I literally
well.
brought the movie with me on the airplane.
Then came her biggest misstep, the unauthorized screening. While the film was still in the editing phase, Lively reportedly showcased an unapproved rough cut at a literary event, hoping to generate early buzz.
The movie with me on the airplane. I have a folder with a disc, a hard drive.
Wayfarer Studios was blindsided. Not only was the screening unauthorized, but it also directly violated the studio's explicit directives. Such actions aren't just bold. They breach standard industry protocols.
They want an actress, they hire an actress, they pay you to be an actress. That's your job. But then you do exactly what Justin's accusing you of.
Studios maintain strict control over early versions of their films, particularly on projects of this scale. By bypassing these formal procedures, Lively undermined the film's strategic distribution plan, inadvertently providing Baldoni with crucial ammunition for his legal case against her.
He thinks this is okay and proudly displaying us. We're women, so we can just lie and cheat and steal our way into control these big movies. I mean, how disturbing is this to you?
The situation escalated from a battle for creative control to full-scale conflict. Lively allegedly leaked sensitive information to the New York Times, an apparent move to damage Baldoni's reputation.
Jennifer Abel was initially working for Stephanie Jones PR, and their client was Wayfarer Studios, Justin Baldoni. And then at the end, at some point in August, she then wanted to start her own firm and she left.
The timing of the article, which painted Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios in a negative light, was suspiciously aligned with the intensification of the lawsuit. Insiders suggest that Lively's camp deliberately leaked the story to manipulate media perception and position her as the victim.
Breaking news, Justin Baldoni just got a big win, meaning Blake Lively got a big loss. She's on Saturday Night Live with Ryan making jokes, hitting back. I mean, is it not a little hypocritical? Is this a bad look of her if she's trying to tell the courts that we should stop talking about this in public?
However, her strategy failed in court. Lively has faced one legal setback after another. She first attempted to secure a gag order to prevent Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, from discussing the case publicly, but the judge dismissed her request outright.
The judge makes a point of like, well, then why do you need 2 years worth? In her own suit, she alleges this campaign started in August. So why the reach for 2.5 years? It was nice to see the judge really sort of acknowledge.
Lively then attempted to avoid deposition, seemingly to evade direct questioning from Baldoni's legal team. This, too, was denied, forcing her to participate in depositions that could reveal even more damning details about her involvement in the film's production.
Negative media campaign against her, but according to Lively's complaint, the negative campaign did not begin until August 2024. As they point out, the beginning of the plan to destroy reputation.
As if those losses weren't enough, the court also rejected her request to restrict Friedman's public commentary, leaving him free to dismantle her claims in the public sphere. This has completely upended Lively's PR strategy, which had aimed to control the narrative. Now, she's lost that power.
Assign guilt to men, and it's sickening. It's sickening. And as a thinking person, we should have waited for the facts. Like, Justin has already been fired from so many things.
The impact on her career is already evident. Industry insiders are increasingly hesitant to collaborate with her. The lawsuit alone is damaging, but her handling of it, particularly in relation to It Ends With Us, has raised red flags throughout Hollywood. No studio wants to invest millions only to have its lead actress derail the entire production.
Are her lawyers dumb? Like, what's happening? Why do they keep making these mistakes and fumbling the ball like this?
The controversy also extends to Ryan Reynolds. Allegations suggest that Reynolds supported Lively's attempt to take over the project, possibly to set the stage for a sequel. His involvement in key decision-making has led some to speculate that he played a larger role than previously assumed, potentially putting his own career at risk.
Sometimes you get a judge who says, I'm going to let you cast a very wide net, never as wide as they ask for, which is everybody, but they're going to let you cast a wide net. So I think they were hoping that maybe this judge was going to be somebody who would give them broad latitude.
The gag order was central to Baldoni's legal victory. Lively entered this legal battle thinking she could control the narrative, but the court has repeatedly ruled against her. Every legal maneuver she's attempted has backfired, exposing her efforts to silence Baldoni's team and avoid accountability.
He seems like a rather shitty person.
On February 19, 2025, the court outright rejected her gag order request, allowing Friedman to continue speaking openly about the case. Given his aggressive legal style, this development is disastrous for Lively.
There's absolutely no harassment. Those are made-up claims. She wrested his movie away from him and decided to try to hurt him with petty, made-up, out-of-context complaints.
Things worsened when Lively's attempt to dodge deposition was also denied. On February 15, 2025, her legal team argued that she had already provided enough information in written filings and that an in-person deposition would be unnecessarily invasive. The court disagreed, ruling that she must answer questions under oath.
She and her husband are bullies, and now it's resulted in vicious cross litigations against both of them. The New York Times is being sued for defamation by Baldoni.
This ruling is significant because it forces Lively to account for her actions. Everything from rewriting scenes to hiring her own editor, leaking details to the press, and attempting to override Wayfarer Studios' authority will now be scrutinized in depth.
Started a fight she cannot win. She does appear like an Amber Heard to me. I have yet to see one of her complaints borne out. In fact, all of the ones I've seen have been undermined by his hardcore proof in text messaging and so on that puts a totally different light on her horrific allegation.
The most damaging blow yet came when the judge also rejected her attempts to limit what Friedman could disclose publicly. With no restrictions, he now has full legal freedom to expose even more details about her actions, further tarnishing her reputation.
Blake Lively may have a history of not being upfront when she gets cast in a movie.
Friedman has already been relentless, accusing Lively of hypocrisy, leaking confidential information to the New York Times while simultaneously trying to restrict access to crucial evidence. With no legal barriers left, he is expected to unveil even more damaging facts in the coming weeks.
And she finally bumped into someone who was weak enough and not famous enough to stop her, right? This Justin Baldoni, most people had never even heard of him. He'd been in like one series. He certainly wasn't at Ryan Reynolds level fame, never mind Blake Lively.
Hollywood is watching this drama unfold with intense interest. Industry insiders have expressed concern over Lively's legal tactics, seeing them as attempts to manipulate the system while maintaining a victim narrative. Executives are not being fooled.
Yesterday, Justin Baldoni's attorneys got back regarding that filing, and they basically called them out, as they always do.
A Hollywood studio source told Variety on February 22, 2025, that Lively's legal troubles are sending shockwaves through the industry. Studios are now re-evaluating whether they are willing to work with her in the future, wary of her unpredictable legal maneuvers.
Given how actively the Lively parties have publicized and litigated Ms. Lively's claims in the media, we are surprised to now learn how vehemently she wants to prevent the public from accessing material and relevant evidence.
Speaking to The Hollywood Reporter on February 25, 2025, a legal analyst described the situation as career suicide, stating that Lively is fighting an unwinnable battle and that every legal move she makes only accelerates her downfall.
And thousands of pages of original documents, including text messages and emails. So that's kind of like a pretty strong argument.
With her deposition confirmed, freedman unrestricted, and no legal safeguards left to protect her, the coming months could be catastrophic for Blake Lively's career. The illusion of control is gone. Now, the truth is coming to light.
But it was clearly her team who leaked private text messages and leaked emails without any due process at all to the New York Times. So why are they coming at us pretending that, like, oh, such a thing could potentially ruin careers?